What is up, and welcome to another Loose Beats, where our motto is chill out and make a beat. I'm Toby, aka Cushing from the T&D YouTube channel. Make sure you check out everything we do. And today we got a new beat for you, and I want to show you how to make a lo-fi guitar beat just out of a sample and just some really simple drums. And I've been kind of messing with these for a while, but they get a little slow, and I've just been feeling it recently. So let me go ahead and show you a clip of what our drop is going to sound like. So we got this nice dreamy guitar going along with this grungy guitar, and then we got this really laid back hip hop drums, and then just this wide, almost subby but still staying in the realm of instruments, bass. And so first I wanted to break down this sample that it's all based off of. I have a guitar here. I'm going to show the chords. So I'm using these odd major seventh chords up top. I don't know if you can see them, but they're the jazzy major seven chords. And just kind of softly picking them like that. But I like those little jazz chords. I try to bring them in whenever I can. And that kind of sets the tone for me. And so with this sample is how we come in. It's a nice little dreamy riff. And so with that, and we leave this amp on. I use a lot of these fake amps, I just plug straight in. And so I leave that little hiss on, and at the end of the song, is where you can add some vinyl noise over the entire track to give it that lo-fi old kind of sound, that record sound. But for now, we're just leaving this hiss on, and then we just got couple little things going in our pedal board. We got the spring box. This tremolo is kind of what's shaking us around in that riff. And then under that, we've got this grungy line in the under the world's smallest amp. That's your amp that you're using. It looks like kind of a mini Vox, kind of like I have over here, but So I used it, and again, just left it really buzzy, and I left everything alone. I left this echo on that comes on it, but I went into our EQ, and I just did a high and low pass filter and bumped our mids so we get that tinny radio kind of sound on our grunge guitar here. Yeah, some really simple, reminds me of some 90s grunge. It has that kind of garage punk, but that lazy, sludgy garage punk, some stoner punk kind of shit. And but I leave it real light, I keep that high and low pass on until I jump here. And then I switch amps once again and jump down to this tubby tape. And this tubby tape it's over in your clean guitars as well. And I don't think there's much on the pedal board. You got a delay running that's synced up. And so this is when it opens up. It takes the same kind of grungy riff and then opens up the sound a little bit. It got a little bit of a high pass. And a little bit of a low pass, but I have it really opened up, and I have a lot of our mid low right here pushing a little heavier, but the transition of them is what kind of makes them nice. Like, yeah, and then it just fully opens up our low range there, which is nice. And so that's a part of this lo-fi kind of sound too. Is like messing with your EQ, taking all your high frequencies out, all your lows, and kind of playing back and forth throughout with your EQ. And this is something too. On top of adding a vinyl sound, it's something you could go back with, like we said, some scrub filter on a high frequency, and just kind of have it moving throughout and opening and closing it up, and turn out really awesome with such, just a simple little riff like this. And so under this, the only other two things we got is our drum beat here, which is under our blowing speakers kit, which is in your electronic drum kits. And if I'm hooked up here, some really typical hip hop drums. No weird samples or anything. Pretty standard. And then we got this in the MIDI. You can see our movements going. Yeah, and so that's it's a solid little thing going. I left, if you can see our color differences in our, if you look down in our velocity down here, where I kept them a little light, I played them and didn't have the full level button on, so it picks up all your little intricacies of the pressure. And so I like to leave these a little light sometimes on the hi-hat so it's not popping through so much, but other times not. It really depends on the sound you're going for, but this one has a little more of a natural feel I think you want to bring. And then lastly, we got this thumb bass, to just in your regular instrument basses, and it's just doing our basic hits. Yeah, and so that's just pulling it together, and see how simple this is when it's really broken all apart. It's an easy genre to get, but it's an easy one to mess up, I think, too. You have to keep it really simple, not let it get too muddy. And so I'm gonna let you hear this intro into this drop real quick, see what you think. Yeah, and so that's pretty much it. Like, honestly, something like this with what we talked about, a little bit of vinyl noise and a little bit of EQing, and just keep the EQ open and closed. With that, I mean, you could mix this up, accentuate certain instruments during a verse or something, and pretty much have this on a loop, just going through different sections, and that'd be like a full little lo-fi something to something, you could have vocals over it. It could be just an instrumental to can study to and shit, could go that direction on it. So, but that's been this one, and I just wanted to show you guys a really simple little lo-fi beat that I've done. If you want to do one yourself, and appreciate y'all guys showing up and watching the shit. And make sure to check out everything else we do on the channel. Check out our Patreon. Check out all the new shows we're doing. Check out our podcast, definitely. And DM me if you want some beats, if you want to collaborate, anything like that. If you play music, we want to fuck with you. And leave us a like and a comment. Subscribe if you can. It always helps. We love y'all so much. We'll be back next week. Check this lo-fi shit, and we'll see y'all soon.